Alright, I'm Aaron Oller with HUC Anti-Zombie Squad. Today I want to go over the Sig Sauer 1911-22. Weapon is no clip. It is safety checked. But we're just going to go over a quick breakdown and cleaning of this weapon. Anytime you get done using a weapon, you just want to do a real good cleaning of it to make sure that it is always going to function next time you go out. So yeah, we'll just get right to it. It's going to be quick and easy. And then I'll probably talk about some other stuff while we're actually doing the cleaning. Because it's not real complicated. So I use the time personally for reflection or thinking about other stuff. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Okay, first thing, when you are getting ready to clean a weapon, it's good to have a nice clean area to do it in, well lit, and just have all your supplies handy. Basic supplies, I like to have basic. I have start with just a regular starter cleaning kit. Hops number 9, but I still prefer it for my solvent. I like rim oil quite a bit for a basic lube, and then I use some CLP clean lubricant and preservative, to actually put a couple drops on the slide action. Other than that, I keep a brush around. I like to get everything a good brush down, and some polymer picks for cleaning as well. I also have a vise, which I won't use for a pistol, but if a larger weapon comes in handy, as well as a small tray for putting parts in and keeping them clean. Yeah, so again, you always want to make sure the weapon is safety checked. I got the clips dropped. I happen to have a spare clip. I'll go ahead and clean that as well. We were empty. And after that, what you're going to do is here on this side of the weapon, you have a couple indents. You have the cleaning indent and the slide lock. So with this weapon, we're going to want to come back to the cleaning indent. And at there, we'll then push on the other side, right here. That piece will just come all the way out. It's one of those small pieces. I'm going to go ahead and stick that in my red tray. Alright, after that, we have a push pin located here, as well as a hex screw here. For the push pin, I'm just going to need a small punch. Any small punch will do. You could use, it doesn't have to be not a lot of tension on there. But personally, I happen to have a gunsmithing punch set, so I'm going to just use that. Punches right out, as you see. Very simple. It is very careful that you want to make sure that when you are working a weapon, you don't use anything that's too hard that could scratch the weapon. Okay, and we'll unscrew this set screw right here. This is very small, so you definitely don't want to lose this. See, it's very small, so again, I'll put that in the red tray. Okay, at that point, the weapon can slide forward and come off. Just slide right off. That's as far as we're going to break down the lower section. The upper section, you'll push down on the end right here, and you're going to turn the lock, which will then come out. Add another red tray part. Now be careful, this spring is on tension and can shoot out, so you got to pull that slowly. Got your spring right there. Go ahead and pull the spring out. Spring rail comes out the back, and then you'll just bring the whole barrel assembly out the front. Now we have the weapon broke down as far as we will do for basically any cleaning you would do at home. Anything beyond that, I'd probably go to a gunsmith. So at this point, again, it's just kind of, if you're anywhere familiar with cleaning a weapon, what we're going to want to do is just get a little hops on some patches, and we'll dip it in the hops, number 9, or any other bore solvent. Some people like the aerosols. Hops is tried and true, so I stay with it. But I've used like the gunk out. It works great. I prefer it on my AR, but for a pistol, I just like this. I just put it on a pick. Like I said, it's just a polymer pick, so I won't scratch the weapon. And dip it in, and I'm just going to run it all like in the slide assembly, all up in here. Another slide. I'm going to up in here, down in here. I'll run a patch through the barrel with a plugger. and just and make sure to and keep doing that. Changing patches they get dirty and going until the patches are clean. This weapon is actually fairly clean because I've only fired like twice since the last time I cleaned it. But like I said, this is one of those times when you get into cleaning into this that you can just it's get some music going or maybe a podcast, something. A couple of my passions are I love shooting, I love my family, but most of all, I'm a Christian and I love God. So I spend a lot of time, I like some Christian music going, or maybe a podcast of a sermon or something, and it just gives me a good time to enjoy two things that I really care about. But you do want to, pay moderately close attention to make sure you don't lose something. Again, with all these small pieces, you're going to want to clean those down as well. And then once you've finished and your patches all come back clean and white, what you'll then do is you'll want to run a dry patch through the barrel, and then take a dry, clean cloth and clean all your excess solvent out, clean it out of here as well, and just make sure everything gets good and clean. So thought of the day today is something I was kind of thinking about. We all shoot for different purposes. Some of us shoot for hunting. Personally, I just shoot for the sheer joy of shooting. I love to go out and shoot, which is one reason why I love this weapon so much. It's just being a .22 long rifle. It's cheap to shoot. I do shoot the CCI mini mags through it. That's what it recommends. They're a little pricier, but it's still 100 rounds for $9 as opposed to 35, through an AR or something. So you can just shoot it very inexpensively. It's a great little gun. You get out, have a good time, you still got a good feel. But that's why I shoot. I just shoot because I enjoy it. I like getting out with guys, doing some movement, some tactical shooting. I also am a defensive. I believe in defensive pistol usage, and so I do shoot to maintain accuracy and proficiency with the weapons. That's why would you use the weapon in a defensive manner, and at what point? That's something you got to think about personally. And you're going to want to run, a rim oil patch through your grooves. But getting back to what I was saying, like, what if, when would I use a weapon defensively? And that's something I think about quite often, really, and like as a Christian, we're called to not kill for the furtherment of Christianity, which I know was done supposedly during the Crusades and such, but we're called to let love spread the word, and so say it became an outlaw that you cannot be a Christian, and people were coming to your house to kill you for being a Christian. Like, at that moment I would not use a weapon to defend myself or even my family, I think, because we're called not to do that. You want to wipe these down with the rim oil as well, but. But if I'm just in my house and someone's just attacking my wife or my kid for just no reason, other than just to be vicious or perhaps, a sexual predator, without hesitation, I'd pull a weapon on them, and that's a decision I've made. But then I got back down to thinking about, okay, what if we got to the point in this country where they outlaw weapons? That's something that people really fear. And I started thinking, would I use a weapon to defend the Constitution, And I think that's something that I would do. I'm then going to take this and just kind of make sure I got all the axe. I'm going to spray these down with some rim oil and then wipe them off with a clean rag. But that's something I would do. Like, I think that I can honestly say that I would die for Christianity and I would kill for patriotism. Someone invaded this country or even invaded it from within and started stripping away the rights of our government, or stripping away our government, because our government is not the elected officials, but it is the Constitution. Well, and then I think in that area we are justified to use lethal force and use weapons offensively and defensively, even as Christians. And I don't think that we've gone against anything God said or anything against, the calling that we have as a Christian. So I think because our God has granted us the Constitution as our governing body, and we're given the rights within it to protect it, then we should. And so that's my stance on it, But, some things like that are something that you really need to think about. And I'm not saying that my opinions are right for everybody or what, but that's where I've come to, and I'm okay with it. And so when you are, when you're cleaning your weapons, take time to think about kind of those things. Would you be okay using your weapon? When would you use your weapon defensively or offensively? Is it maybe for you shooting is only for fun, or maybe it's only for hunting and for food? We all need to use the weapon where we feel comfortable doing it. But no matter what, get out there and make sure that you are proficient, with your weapon. If you're going to employ a weapon, or deploy a weapon, I should say, you want to make sure that you are, able to use it quickly, accurately, and efficiently. But all right, let's just get back to reassembly real quick. It's pretty easy. Just a reverse of what we did. I'm going to start with the slide, and then I will take the barrel, and it just slides straight back in. Line it up here. There's a notch in the bottom of the barrel. Goes right here. Okay. And then my guide rail will go right here. And then I'll take my spring and I'll put it down onto the guide rail. Spring in. That's the part where you remember there is tension on this, so you're going to have to push it down. Notice the notches, they will go up. So you're going to push that all the way down. And you'll take your bushing here, put it on, turn it. Letting those notches lock. Everything's good. We'll just slide that straight back onto the weapon. Okay. Re-put in your lock screw. Being careful not to scratch anything. And like I said, this weapon was clean before I started. For the most part, I only had 2 shots or 3 shots became my last cleaning, and now. So that is why it usually wouldn't be quite so quick. Just push that pin back in, and then you can go ahead and get that started. Bring your slide back to the cleaning notch. Oh, I need to bring that down a little bit here. To the cleaning notch. Okay, push that in, click it up, locks in. Let's put a mag in. You do not want to dry fire this, it is a rim fire. But you want to make sure that that your action is working. Now if this was a defensive gun, I would say take it outside and put 1 round through it to ensure that it's working, but whereas this is just my plinker, if I have failure next time I take it out, it's not a real big deal. Outside the gun, then I'm just going to give it a quick coat of rim oil, because it will be a couple weeks probably before I get the gun back out and shoot it. If I was going to be carrying it or shooting it very soon, I wouldn't do this. But go ahead and then make sure you clean all the excess off. I do love this gun. Again, I highly recommend it. Can't recommend it enough. Then when you're finished, with the weapon, you want to make sure you put it into your lockable safe. That is dry and lockable, and then clean up your working area. Make sure your weapons stay clean. It's very important to keep your weapons clean. And really the bigger issue we kind of talked about today was to start thinking about your weapon in a defensive manner, and and what the role your firearm is in your life. You got any questions or would like to discuss things further about what I was talking about or why I came up with my viewpoints? Shoot me a comment, and we'll get together and we'll talk about it. There's nothing more I like to do than really sit around with a bunch of guys or whatever and sip on some coffee and talk about guns and talk about my God. So keep your weapons downrange or aim downrange and have a good day. First thing, when you do get ready to clean a weapon, it's good to have a good clean area.
I wanna sing of your love, I wanna shout out your name, I wanna stand here on the rooftop and praise you. And I sing, I shout to give you fame, 'cause I know that it's time that you know.